Hey guys, I'm Esteban and welcome to Ultra Football TV. I've had a coronavirus hiatus on Ultra Football TV, but I've got the doctors all clear and I'm back on your screens to liven up your quarantine situation. Thanks for tuning in. We are joined with a Ultra Football TV debutant. Get the titles up. Jorginho's on the couch. George, welcome to Ultra Football TV. Now the reason that George is here is because he posed an interesting question to me off camera and I thought we got to share this with the internet, with the world. So George, what was your question?
I wanted to know, Steve, who is your all-time Premier League starting 11? Premier League era.
Premier League era only,
Premier
right?
League
So we're not
era
going
only.
back.
No way.
We're just going from Premier League era to
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
Starting 11, okay. It's a great question. There's so many players, even in that short time, that we know we're going to leave some big ballers out and it's going to make you guys go crazy. So make sure you comment below and hit like and subscribe and let us know who we left out and who should have gone where. Number one, goalkeeper. Okay, Premier League era, mate, the one that comes straight into mind. This is going to be heavy Man United base, but it's got to be. It's hard to argue with this one, I think. Peter Schmeichel.
It has to be Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah, the Great Dane, absolute beast in goal. Was with the club before the class of '92. Went right through and
Won the treble
with them. So fantastic, absolute monster. In that treble-winning year, mate, I never saw somebody so insane. Maybe only Keane was a more insane player in that team. Drove those boys on to greatness. So for me, in goals, no one's safer than the gloves of Peter Schmeichel.
Right back.
Right back. Okay, again, off camera, my first, and up until the last couple of years, definitely 100%, it would have been Gary Neville. I would have had Gary Neville in there. Best right back in the Premier League era, for sure.
Best Valencia coach.
Yeah. Greatest Valencia coach of all time. Oh man, shout out to Gary there. Because that was the absolute pants, man, at the Los Murciélagos. But the last couple of years, it's actually going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think what we've got is... oh, that was a damo for anyone at home who's just wondering. Anyone who's just wondering whose hot legs that was. That was
Definitely
Ultra Football's own Adamo. Just wandering through.
Sorry guys, I didn't see the camera. Look at this team.
Dums. I know.
Look at this striking duo.
We've got-
How good's
We've
that?
got
We've got a
Jorginho on the couch because we've got a controversial question that George posted me off camera. And join in. The question was, and you've joined in at a
Give me
good
a
time
sec. Oh,
actually.
sorry.
Come on in. Adamo, you've joined us at a perfect moment because George asked greatest Premier League 11
Yep.
of all time, and I've started with Peter Schmeichel. And we should point out, we debated whether we were going to go 4-3-3 or 4-4-2, but because it's Prem, we're going 4-4-2.
It has to be. It has to be. It's English.
Exactly right. Now, I
Yep.
started off with Peter Schmeichel in goals, the Gloveman, greatest Gloveman of the Premier League era. And this is perfect timing for Adamo to join us, guys, because I said up until the last couple of years, the greatest right back in Premier League history is Gary Neville, right? And even George didn't debate that one. But now, I've got to say, it's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just because his capacity to attack and still get back and defend. A guy who's an attacking player, who's been able to drop back and defend. We're just Claude's walking by. All the good-looking kids are in here today.
Claude, here's one. This will get him going.
There's
Gary
no-
Neville, the greatest right back in Premier League history, according to these two.
Look at that, right? Chelsea man, straight away.
Chelsea getting the love. There's no way.
And one of the
He's
punters
having a
laughed.
laugh. That's gotta be
That's
fun.
exactly what's going on
I think
here.
you respect Gary Neville
Yeah.
for everything he won.
Yes.
And I think he was in a superb team.
Yes.
But I can't say Gary Neville's the best right back.
So who's your best?
Who?
Best right back?
Yes. I've just taken him out and put Trent Alexander-Arnold in now. I can't think of anyone else that I would replace Gary Neville with. Right back.
I'd rather have Branislav Ivanovic. I'd put over.
If we're talking just as a player, we're not talking about what they won or what
Yeah.
they achieved. Just as a player, I'd probably take Ivanovic over.
Yeah, I'd go over.
Well, no way. No.
Look, there's a big difference in who had the best
Trent
career
Alexander.
and who was the best. Trent Alexander-Arnold, not yet. Like he's had two. I'm a Liverpool
Really?
fan. You can't be saying he's the best. Not yet. In 2 years' time, when we have this chat, we're disrespecting the greats of this game by putting some. Like, let's have a bit of respect here. Gary Neville is not the best right back in the Premier League history. That is blasphemous.
Who is?
Who is a better player? Branislav Ivanovic.
At right
Are
back?
you joking? I reckon Gary Neville would even admit he can't.
Gary, comment below. Let us know.
Gary even knows he's not the best right back ever. He knows it. Come on.
We definitely slated him as a Valencia coach.
In 2 years' time, Trent will be slotting in there.
I'm putting him in there now. I just and only
He's
because
definitely a better player than Gary Neville. Give me a break.
Dance. Only because I'm thinking if we run out.
Oh, and in
today-
that case, then Ryan Giggs is the best player ever. Because he's had the best career.
We're getting to that.
getting there.
Look at this. We get Adamo and we're stuck on right backs, right?
All right, let's move on. Centre back.
Centre backs. So for me, right?
Yeah,
Again,
Premier League era, yeah?
yeah, Premier League era. It's going to
More
be
like
Man United
Manchester
heavy.
era.
More like Manchester, but I'm going with Jaap Stam. And Dums, and I play this point. Milan, Lazio. What a monster of a centre back.
But then again, we're talking about them in the Prem. Look,
Yeah.
I've got John Terry's got to be there. He's one of my, and because you get the leader as well, he's got to be
Claude
there.
comes in and he brings all the Chelseas out.
No, it's got to be John Terry. He's got to be one. Has
Right.
to. Leader. Everything.
Who I went with was Jaap Stam, right? And then I had Rio in there, but I took him out for Marcel Desailly. So Marcel Desailly, so you've got a silky centre back and you've just got a hard brute.
Vidic and Terry. I think it's got to be.
I,
Vidic and
I
Terry.
said Vidic.
It's got to be.
I think Jaap Stam is a better, and again, this I'm showing my age here, growing up in the 90s, and also just thinking about Jaap Stam in the Serie A, but you know, that was post-Prem. He was such a brutal and intimidating force that for me, it's got to be Jaap Stam Marcel Desailly.
I just think for how long they did it in the Prem, he was a leader of a great Chelsea team. Terry has to be there, and Vidic. Longevity as well. He did it for so many years. He was the best. Unless he went up against Fernando Torres, who skinned him a couple times, like he gave strikers nightmares. He was great. He has to be there. And then
Well,
it balances it out
we're
a
not
little
up to
bit.
the strikers yet. Cool your Jets.
Yep, all right, left back.
Left back again. Now this was good. I'm glad you're here because again, at first I said, and not because Claude's is floating around, but at first I said Graham So, right? Again, great 90s left back, but I've actually taken him out. Again, Manchester United heavy, and I've slotted in Dennis Irwin. Treble-winning Dennis Irwin, and you're gonna need someone who's just gonna hang back. I'm gonna play very, very offensively on the right-hand side, based on who I pick as my right winger. And based on who I'm going to pick as my left winger, I'm having someone who's going to shore things up. Dennis Irwin shores it up at the back for me.
I can't disagree. You can't think of anyone else. You put Ashley Cole, even him.
Nah.
Yeah, you know
Patrice
what?
Evra.
Patrice
Oh,
Evra.
Patrice is a shout, but only because he gets a little bit more forward.
You know what? I'm going to go. I didn't watch enough Dennis Irwin.
Yeah.
And Ashley Cole doesn't get the respect he deserves because no one likes him.
Yeah, no one likes it.
Whereas everyone loves Patrice Evra. But I think Ashley Cole's a better player than Patrice Evra was. And Ashley Cole, for a period, there was a period when he was at Arsenal and went over to Chelsea, there was a period where he was the best left back in the world.
That's a big call.
He was.
big hell.
He
That's
was.
a big
He was,
call.
though. He was. That Arsenal team, how good they were, and then when he went over to Chelsea, that was massive news.
To be fair to him, I think he replaced Lee Dixon in that position, and that was a massive
There was a
player.
period when but unfortunately
Yeah.
with Ashley, public perception has never favoured him. I don't really know why.
I can't
either.
help but think that maybe even that, and I never subscribed to public perception, is affecting my judgment of him. And I'm thinking,
Absolutely,
nah.
like it's.
I still
But
pick
whereas
Dennis Irwin.
everyone loves, and that's fair enough too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, look, I'm 23. I never got to watch Dennis Irwin.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Ashley Cole. For Chelsea, he was in those great Chelsea. Everyone forgets how good he was at Arsenal as well. He was the man that blew up the
Yeah.
news when he moved. It destroyed Arsenal. That was the domino. That was the first
Still
domino.
good at Roma?
Then he was very good. We're not talking about Roma though. We're not. Wait, hang on. Is this the best Premier League 11
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
best
but-
World 11? Don't worry about Roma.
Yeah,
don't worry
fair
about.
enough, fair
Don't worry about Jaap Stam in Italy. We're talking about in the Premier
No,
League.
but definitely Jaap Stam in the Prem. It
Look,
was
Dennis
huge.
Irwin, you're a bit older. You're showing your age. I'm showing my youth here. Ashley Cole.
These guys, man, every time we get on the
I
couch.
didn't even think I was born when Ashley Cole was at Arsenal.
2004.
I was 3 years
Oh,
old.
mate.
Madre mia. Let's
You
move.
won 2001. I'm showing mine.
Let's
Midfield.
move into midfield.
We're playing a
So,
4-4-2, yeah?
Playing 4-4-2.
Right
So,
midfielder.
Right midfielder for me, definitely. I'm not even thinking about it. And I'd love this idea of them playing together. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm leaving out Bex,
Yeah,
and everybody knows I
Leaves
love
out
Bex.
This is the interesting thing about a 4-4-2. It gets you thinking.
Gets you
doesn't it?
thinking, right? Like, I'm
Yeah.
leaving out Bex, and I love Bex. Bex was great at Manchester United. He was great at Real, went everywhere.
Yeah.
You said keep it Prem, but even in the Prem, Bex at the time lit up the Prem. He was the biggest star in the Prem.
Yeah, but Ronaldo.
Best
was
cross with the
another
ball, but
Ronaldo was.
Cristiano. I remember Rio saying in an interview, they played Sporting, and they went in at halftime, and they all turned to him and said, "Gaffer, you got to buy this boy."
Yeah.
And they did.
And they took
Fergie
turns
went out.
at training kicking the life out of him.
The absolute caca out of him.
Because he had a little bit of that,
Yeah.
which you saw in his early years, he had a little bit of a
Yeah.
perfection to be a little bit of a DH.
And those boys made him that good.
And they took turns
Yeah.
kicking it out of him because they all said, this guy's going to be the best player in the
Yeah.
world. They knew it.
They
and
knew it.
He did. And
So for me, the only other one that I'd have in there is Bex, but I can't take Cristiano and
Yeah.
Ronaldo out.
Again, it's interesting with a 4-4-2 because you can move players around,
Yeah.
like Stevie G
Yeah.
played on the right to great success.
It's gonna get heated.
It's gonna get heated in a
It's gonna get heated
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so-
all right, I'm gonna
Let's
jump.
go left mid.
I'm
Let's
gonna
go
jump
left
to the
mid
left
before we get
because
to center mid.
the
Yeah.
tension will come in the midfield. On the left, I'm having every brother's nemesis, Ryan Giggs.
It has to be.
One of the greatest players to never even play in a World Cup.
look at this
One of the
guy.
greatest players in Premier League era. Dams,
I know what's coming.
I don't think that there is another left-sided player and you know I love you, that you could put in there, and I'd go, yeah, because
Look,
Giggs was
what
the best.
I
left
could
winger in the
smell,
game.
because there's a lot of Liverpool hate on this couch, is what I think is going to happen. If Stevie G gets left out of this for Ryan Giggs, who was in the best United team, arguably one of the best Premier League teams ever, and Stevie G carried a woeful Liverpool team to beat one of the best teams ever in Europe. So if Stevie G gets left out, I'm walking off the couch. We'll go Ryan Giggs on the left.
All right.
But now, see, this is why I would almost be tempted, if we're going to do my team, to put Ronaldo in as like a kind of a second striker, just because we have to get Lampard, Scholes, and Gerrard in midfield.
I see.
So
This is where
I'm
we
going to
disagree.
I'm going to put Stevie G on the right. This is my team. So you had your team.
Yeah.
Stevie G can go on the right.
Yeah.
On the left.
I haven't even given you my midfield yet. So you're assuming.
It's
you're
a shoe.
assuming.
It's a shoe. If it's anything but this, I'm walking off. It has to be Lampard.
Yeah.
Has to be. And Scholes has to be it.
no Gerrard?
And Gerrard on the right. I just said Gerrard on the right.
Yeah, he said.
He's not a right midfielder.
He's played on the right many times.
All right. Okay.
17.
Here's what I'm going to
No.
do. There's two things I'm going to
Georgie,
do.
you weren't born, mate, when he was playing on the right. So shut up.
There's two things I'm going to do here, and the first thing is I'm going to try and keep you on the couch,
Yeah.
right? So to do that, right, I'm going to tell you who my strike force is,
Yeah.
right? And then this will explain, because I'm thinking formations, right? So at first, right, when George and I first spoke off camera, I had Alan Shearer as the number 9. Epic at Southampton, epic at Blackburn when he won the Prem, epic at Newcastle. Total legend of British football, right?
And if he had gone to United, he'd probably go down as one of the...
Yes.
Because he played at Newcastle, I think he even says this.
Yes.
Because he plays at Newcastle, he doesn't get the respect
That he deserves.
Recognition.
So I'm
Yeah.
giving him that respect, and I had him in the team, and I had him in the team next to Thierry Henry, right, in my 4-4-2, right, and then I'll give you my midfield. But then George said, and I was thinking, but I'm not happy. It doesn't have a lot of creativity. Then George mentioned the king, Eric Cantona. So, as a result, controversially, Shearer drops to my bench and he goes as my striker.
Yeah.
And Cantona comes in to play with Henry,
Yeah.
right? Then you've got Ronaldo, right?
As a
You've
Newcastle
got Giggs,
fan,
right?
that just hurts me.
Yeah.
That's the
You
idea.
can't put
That's the idea.
Shearer on the bench.
What I want to
He's
know
one
is
of the
Georgie's naming
greatest-
all these players that he hasn't even watched.
Mate.
Cantona, this. Georgie, name players. You're allowed to have favourites in this. Name players. Eric Cantona, unbelievable. One of the best.
Exactly.
I didn't watch him.
But he's the king.
So you know, I know you can be a football hipster and go, oh, yes, Eric Cantona's in my team. I'm 23. Eric Cantona's not in my team.
And what I'm talking about the
Alan
Premier
Shearer's
League,
only in my team because of
Because of Newcastle, that's fair
and I'm
enough.
talking about and I know people are going to go, oh, this is Manchester heavy, but Manchester lit up the world in the 90s, right? And I'm leaving guys out like Manu Petit, I'm leaving guys out like Patrick Vieira, I'm leaving guys out like
Yeah,
Dennis
wow,
Bergkamp
yeah.
and Mark Overmars. Like that's an invincible Arsenal team that I'm leaving out. And as a result, in my midfield now, I'm thinking Ronaldo out wide, Henry and Cantona in the middle. Cantona can drop in and be a bit
Can I
creative.
change my formation?
Hang on, give me a second, because I want to shock the world. My midfield is this: Paul Scholes,
Yep.
Zizou's favourite player. Now, who do I pick? Do I pick Stevie G or Frank Lampard? And I'm thinking about this team, and I'm thinking about this formation. And in this formation, I'm taking Lampard. And I'm not even putting Stevie G on the bench.
All right, boys, I'm out of here. Look, this is my team. I had a
What
thought.
about Roy Keane?
I had a
Roy
thought.
Keane, right?
Roy Keane,
That's-
I had a
he's
thought
my
there.
midfielder.
I'm playing a 4-4-2, but I'm playing a 4-4-2-2-2.
Yeah.
So I'm playing with no wingers because Patrick Vieira's got to be in my team.
You're just
Patrick
gonna
Vieira's
stay
got to be in my
midfield,
team.
huh? And
He's
you're
gotta
gonna,
be.
So
you're
who's
gonna
the-
count on
who's the
Arnold
two
getting up?
seed?
Arnold's the only one coming up now if you keep Irwin at the back.
I didn't put Arnold in my team.
Oh no, who'd you put in your right back?
Who did I put in right back?
No, he must be great. Yeah, forgotten him.
Ivanovic.
That's right, Ivanovic.
Ivanovic.
All right, so
So this is what I'm doing. Well, look, this is a dream team. So
Yeah.
the formations can be a bit, how you going?
yeah,
Vieira's in my team.
Yeah.
Scholes is in my team. And I've got Gerrard and Lampard sitting as 2 10s.
Yeah.
So they both got to be in my team.
Yeah.
And if they're not in your...
Well,
Lampard
who's
and
your up
Gerrard
front?
especially.
Who's your up front?
Ronaldo's playing up front.
Yeah.
And it has to be Thierry Henry.
The crazy thing about that, and I respect it, right? You know I do. But the crazy thing about you putting Ronaldo up front is that in the Premier League era, he was purely a winger.
Yeah, but he gets you goals.
Wayne
He'll
Rooney?
get you 30-something goals.
Yeah,
Wayne
but
Rooney's
where-
unlucky.
Waz are in there.
Wayne Rooney's unlucky. He misses out.
He's
in
poo,
mine.
mate. He's poo.
No, he misses out in mine.
Waz is poo. Comment below. Now, my bench is this, right? This is my bench, right? At first I had Fabian Barthez, but it got Man United heavy, right? So I took him out and I put David Seaman in, right?
Yeah.
Then in the back, who did I have in the back? Oh, I had Tony Adams, because you need a leader, right? Amongst all this kind of craziness. Then in the midfield, I can't remember what I said in the last one, but George raised a good point. In the midfield, I'm having David Silva, Man City.
Yeah.
Right? And then Shearer's my replacement. Now, what I want to ask is this: we didn't get to this, right? This is a new question, right? But who's managing this 20?
There's only one. There's only one person.
Don't say Kevin Keegan. Don't say Kevin Keegan.
Rafa Benitez. Alan Pardew.
It's good.
That's Alan Pardew. And I'll leave you on that one. Yeah.
It's got to be Steve Bruce.
Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
Dums, who you got in there? It's a Premier League manager. Who you having?
Sir Alex.
It's Fergie, right?
It's Fergie. There's no salt coming from here.
He's the greatest.
It has to be, yeah.
He's the greatest. He's the greatest. Is he the greatest English manager of all time? Just I'm asking because I'm
Premier League manager.
English football manager of all time. Is he the greatest? Yeah, even more so than Shank.
Yeah. Just like in terms of how long he did it,
What he
and you
did,
look at
right?
that, like he's created the myth that is the Manchester United way. There's no such thing. It's really the Fergie way.
And
That's one thing I can't cop. Like, the United way. It's the Fergie way.
Yeah.
Like they've had probably two managers. Jamie Carragher brought it up. They've had two managers in their history, great managers.
Yeah.
The rest have been cut up.
Buzz been in,
and
yeah.
so the Manchester United. He created this Manchester United way. It doesn't exist. It's the Fergie way.
And he gave us Cristiano.
And he put people in line as well. He's chucked shoes at people, hair
Yes,
dryers.
He's made
Exact.
average players like Darren Fletcher.
Yes.
Like Gary Neville apparently gets into a best Premier League 11. Even Gaza knows that. So Gaza drop a comment like, boys, I'm off. Take care.
Thanks, Dums. Ciao. Good stuff. George, who's your manager?
It's got to be
Go
Fergie.
Fergie, right?
It has to be Fergie.
Yeah? Great. Should we leave it there? Now Dams is gone. Dams came in like a tornado and just threw up a storm. It was beautiful. That's exactly. And I got to say this. It's exactly what ultra football is about. What Adamo just did then is exactly what happens when you come down here, right? So we've had George Poppy's cherry today, which has been brilliant. Premier League 20. I keep saying 20 like it was 20 years, but it was 20 years when I was a kid. Premier League greatest 11 of all time. We've gone for a 4-4-2 setup. Even the manager, comment below, who do you think should be in there? As I said, we've left out some massive ballers in this era. But that's a credit to the English game. We're missing it at the moment, so get well soon, everybody out there. And we hope that
You don't put Stevie G in your team, you're mad.
And I'm mad. I'm not putting him in. Comment below, let us know what you think. Hopefully this has brought some sunshine to anyone who's quarantining out there around the world. I've been Esteban, and let's give a nice little round of applause for Jorginho, who got his cherry pop today. Come back soon, George, all right?
I'll be here.
Tune in soon, and we'll see you next time. Ciao!